happiness. That's the one key thing that matters to me in life. I can just naturally give myself unconditionally. I aspire to happiness. That's the one key thing that matters to me in life. I can.
Alrighty, we are ready. Let's see. Alrighty, guys. So we got a pretty interesting game here today. We got On the Spot versus Rubber Ducky Team. They are starting with the ban on blue side. And looks like first ban is going to be Kale. Rubber Ducky Team banning the Kale away from On the Spot. Probably a smart ban. Lenny is a really strong Kale player. And Kale's very strong in the meta right now. Maokai ban from On the Spot, banning out half a Knight's top. And instantly coming back with a Victor ban. Victor very strong in the meta right now. Let's see what they follow it up with here. Now, On the Spot does have a really, really strong top laner with Linny, so I would be surprised, and they do ban the Jhin. The Jhin is a very strong pick from Rubber Ducky Team, and instantly ban with the Samira. Both those champions pick or ban in the meta right now. But with Linny being a really strong top laner, I'm very curious to see how this matchup's going to go. And they ban the Ornn, targeting that top laner, taking him off his comfort picks. Rubber Ducky Team now with the first pick. And they lock in the Ezreal. Ezreal, really safe pick. Pretty strong right now with Divine Sunderer. So I think it's a very safe and smart pick, especially for a blind pick on ADC right now. On the spot now. Let's see. I'm very curious what Rubber Ducky wants to pair this Ezreal with. And on the spot, answering with the Caitlyn. Caitlyn, very long range ADC, quite strong, scales really well, has a good level 1. I'm not too familiar with the matchup against Ezreal, but I believe Caitlyn can do fairly well in that lane. Likely going to try to pair this up with a pretty strong support here. Maybe even something like a Morgana. And Nunu, being locked from On the Spot. Nunu, very, very strong jungler right now in this current meta. Taking that pick away from Rubber Ducky. I know that their jungler, Aided, likes to play those kind of tank junglers, so maybe he comes back with an Amumu or something similar to that extent. Mumu did get nerfed pretty hard, but Amumu's still very strong. And looks like Rubber Ducky Team hovering the Morgana, possibly to deny this pick from the On the Spot roster, and they do. So Ezreal Morgana. Morgana could be flex mid lane, but I think this is likely going to go bot lane. And Vi, the counter pick into Nunu. Vi is pretty strong. Not the strongest counter pick in a Nunu, but I do like it. Has really, really safe engage. Just point and click. You don't have to worry about missing that kind of skill shot once you hit level 6. Fairly strong wave clear too. On the spot now. Let's see what they pick for their last option here. And they're hovering the Senna. Caitlyn Senna really strong, and they do lock it. Very, very strong bot lane here. Caitlyn Senna versus Ezreal Morgana. Very long range. Looking like both lanes are probably going to play pretty safe, but I think if either of these 80 carries or even supports get caught by any kind of skill shot, any kind of lockdown, it could be deadly. Now Vel'Koz being banned On the Spot, taking that pick away. They want to force this Morgana to go into support, or possibly they think Morgana's mid. And Camille being banned from Rubber Ducky Team. Very smart ban. Lenny known to be a very strong Camille player. Probably the best Camille player in the league. And let's see what On the Spot picks. They will ban the Shen, taking away another tank in the top lane. They really want to force half a Knight to play something a little bit more bruiser-like, maybe something even more carry-oriented, maybe like a Fiora, and Caston being banned by Rubber Ducky Team, taking it away from the mid lane. Let's see, does On the Spot put priority in the top, or do they put it in the mid and save the other for the counter pick? I think the smart pick here is to maybe blind pick your mid laner, assuming that it could be a Morgana support. I'd like to see it maybe like a control caster, possibly even. And Vladimir being picked, a very flexible champion, can go top or mid. I do like this pick a lot. Vladimir, very strong scaling on the spot, having a really scary late game team comp right now. Rubber Ducky team needs to get a really strong early answer here, maybe. And looking at the Malzahar and Malzahar being locked in. Malzahar versus Vladimir. I really like this matchup. Vladimir doesn't have the strongest wave clear, especially early, and Malzahar can kind of just perma shove him under tower and not let him go anywhere, force him to have to CS under tower. And Dr. Mundo gets locked in. Very surprising. Mundo, not the strongest top laner right now. Very easy to abuse after his nerfs. Like several months ago, if not a year ago now. He's just a lot better at jungle right now. Let's see what Lenny wants to play into this, assuming that Vladimir goes mid. I wouldn't be surprised if Lenny goes something. Oh, the Aatrox. Lenny on the Aatrox. This is not something I have seen, but this could be something very, very strong here. Very interesting. Let's see. I am very curious to see what happens here in this top lane. Mundo, pretty strong tank. Aatrox also being very, very strong. And looks like we are starting up the draft now. So let's see where these picks end up going. I do think that Aatrox is a very strong pick into Mundo myself. Mundo, very well known for being kind of a AP tank, in the sense that he absorbs a lot of the AP damage, just kind of stacking MR. He likes to rush Spear Visage with Sunfire Aegis. So Aatrox, I think, going to be really, really strong here. Mundo's going to have to start probably with Bramble Tabby, honestly, or, Steel Toe plates or whatever they're called. Let's see where these guys end up going here. I'm very curious, because Aatrox could still get flexed into the mid lane here. So we do know the Mundo is top, and the Aatrox is going top lane. Now, one thing to highlight here, this mid lane matchup, Malzahar and Vladimir. If Vlad is able to get out of lane, even somewhat close to even, if he doesn't die, this Vlad will scale into the late game and be a really strong pick, especially against their team comp. I think Vlad was a very smart pick here. If I had to give an edge to either team in this draft, I would have to give it to On The Spot. I think Caitlyn Senna is just a really safe bot lane. Nunu has really strong engages and really strong team fighting, and Aatrox is just a really dominant top laner. Vladimir also scaling really well. So if this game goes past 30 minutes, I think On The Spot will be taking this one for sure. But if Rubber Ducky team is able to snowball this game early with the Vi picks, this could go the other way. Okay, here. So almost wrapping up the draft right now. Just 2 more picks need to be locked in here, and then we will go to a brief 3-minute delay. Yeah, one thing to note, the side of Rubber Ducky team has some really strong AP damage here. Ezreal kind of doing mostly AD, but he does have a little bit of AP in his kit. And Mundo, his percent health damage mostly being from the AP on the cleavers. So I would like to see some Merc Treads get built here, especially since there is a Malzahar. We're going to have to see a QSS come out early from these teams. But now that the draft is locked in, we are going to go to a brief break until we are loaded into the game.
Just naturally give myself unconditionally. I feel it. just naturally give myself unconditionally. I feel it. I feel it. You know, I aspire to happiness. That's the one key thing that matters to me in life. I can just naturally give myself unconditionally. I feel it.
Alrighty, guys, and we are loaded into game. Let's go ahead and get this set up here real quick. Time controls. And there we go. Alrighty.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Looks like we got a little bit of an invade going on here. Very interesting. Okay, looking like both teams kind of just wanting to feel each other out a little bit, invading a little bit to get some deep vision on the red side over here of the Nunu. Very smart play, in my opinion. Nunu most likely going to start red, but could go to the blue side now because of that. Hopefully their top laner will play a little bit safe here once he sees Nunu on that top side. Looking like Vi might be starting her blue buff here. So, likely going to be trying to clear top down and maybe look at an early gank in bot lane after taking Scuttle. Nunu also starting from blue, heading up towards top side, so seeing an idea of where both these junglers are trying to put their priority on. One interesting thing to note here, Vladimir did start with Dark Seal. Very, very interesting. Now, Booster Boy is a really strong mid laner, and he could be trying to get a little bit aggressive here, but I think Malzahar is a pretty safe pick and should be able to hold his own in this lane. And Lenny getting a little bit of damage down onto Mundo, but Mundo with a lot of health regen should be able to just heal right up. No problem. Nunu looking like full clearing bot side here. Vi also full clearing. Right now, Nunu a little bit faster on the clear, already starting wolves. Vi just now getting to him. And looking like right now, Vladimir has the early mid prio, surprisingly enough. Vladimir looking like he wants to try to get a little bit of damage off on this Malzahar. Maybe take away his spell shield, which he does. Aatrox now roaming down, probably trying to get some early vision. Vi is now moving over to Raptors, so Nunu a few seconds ahead over here. Looking like they are pinging out, missing in this top lane. Nunu now starting red buff. Vi completely skips Raptors and just goes straight to red. So making up the time difference there in the clears. Right now, Zealot and JT Ripper are pushing in this bot lane against one above and Raminator. Just trying to keep them under tower here. And Vi pinging that she wants to go to bot side Scuttle. Nunu now looking like he's going to start heading over there too. Malzahar just getting a little bit of poke off. His mana is a little bit low, so he might have to look for an early back here fairly soon. Vi pinging that she's going to look for a gank here in this bot lane. Zealot and JT Ripper need to start backing up here. The TP's coming out from Malzahar. Flash out now from Senna. Senna does go down. A little bit of fighting going on here on the top side, and they were just way too overextended and got caught by the beautiful Morgana Bind. Very well played, very well executed from the blue team here. And Aatrox just trying to put down some damage, trying to abuse that Mundo. Mundo playing very safe, doing a very good job keeping up in farm, and should actually come out in a farm lead after getting these 3 casters here if he can. So does miss 2 of them actually. Gonna go ahead and miss all 3 of those. Very, very unfortunate. Nunu now looking to just start clearing back on the bottom side here, starting with the Gromp again. Nunu not looking to get an early gank off, I guess. And Vi now just clearing Krugs. Just curious to see when these junglers decide to start backing. Vi now on Raptors. So first back did come out. Oh, a little bit of fighting going on here in mid lane. Just a little bit of damage down, trying to get some poke down. I think Vlad will be perfectly fine with that, though, able to sustain it up very easily. Vi possibly going to look at maybe trying to gank this mid lane here if it's available after clearing these Wolves Gromp. First Dragon is going to be spawning here very soon. And another bind goes down, and looks like they decide not to follow up on it. So, still, one thing to note, Ezreal, after first back, does come back with a Sheen. So, Ezreal already hitting that early power spike in items. And Caitlyn has not backed yet. So, they need to play very smart here. They don't win any fight down here in the bot lane for now. And Mundo, looking like he might want to get a little bit aggressive here. He does have the wave pushing. Aatrox just trying to put down some damage. Nunu is topside, so Mundo needs to be very smart about how he does this here. Oh, and a gank coming in bot lane. Flash out of Vi. They do get the kill onto Senna. Senna going down again. Beautiful bind from Morgana onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn trying to get out of here with her life. Gets dropped low and goes down. Ezreal with a huge Q. Very well played. This bot lane is absolutely smurfing right now. Very well done. Nunu coming in for a gank on this top side. They might try to look for a dive, and they don't. They just back out. So right now, this game heavily in favor of the blue team here. Rubber Ducky team showing that they are not somebody to be trifled with. Sitting at about a 700 gold lead right now, and they are starting up Dragon. It is a Cloud Dragon for the first Dragon here. And first Dragon does go their way. Nunu coming in for a gank here in mid lane. Only going to be able to get the spell shield off though, unfortunately. And nothing really else happens here. So Malzahar has already had his first back here. Vlad has yet to back yet, and Malzahar just doing a really good job of wave clearing, keeping him in lane, but a big chunk comes out of the Malzahar there. That only helps the favor of Vladimir, because once he backs, he'll have a very strong advantage in lane. Already sitting on 13 CS lead. Some big trades coming down here in the top side. And Malzahar going for the ultimate onto Vlad. Vlad looking like he's going to try to dive this here. Vlad does get the kill. He gets the solo kill, but Vi is here to pick up the follow-up kill. Clean it up here. Vlad does get the empowered Q off. trying to get away right now. Nunu trying to rotate, but it won't matter. Vi ends up getting the kill here. And despite a 2-0 lead in the bot lane, they are still getting pushed under tower pretty heavily by this Caitlyn Senna. So not at all wanting to play safe despite going down early, wanting to just constantly harass and abuse this lane here, despite giving up the early ganks. So hopefully they play a little bit safer here. They don't have any vision in that tri-bush, and if Vi ever comes down here to the spot side, they will get ganked. Nunu now looking like he's going to start clearing on his bottom side blue. Maybe clear on that bottom side blue going back towards top. Vladimir now returning to lane. Vladimir, pretty strong item spike. He's almost got his rocket belt. So Malzahar needs to play very safe here. Malzahar is behind in items as far as AP goes. And Mundo gets his first back off. Now returning to lane. He went with the Bramble and the Sunfire. Or the Bomby Cinder. Sorry. Bramble and Bomby Cinder. So very strong back for him. Mundo should be able to now kind of deal with this Aatrox a little bit better in lane. Aatrox now getting first back off and does go with the health. And Vlad just trying to shove this lane out. Very strong champion right now. Booster Boy sitting on about an 18-19 CS gold lead right now. Big CS lead right now though in the jungle. Despite Vi getting off the early ganks, Nunu is out farming Vi, which is to be expected. So Vi is bot side right now. They got a lot of vision in their jungle to prevent from any kind of roams coming through there or any kind of invades. So right now both junglers on opposite sides of the map from each other. Nunu might try to look to gank this top lane here. Meanwhile, Vi doesn't look like Vi is going to try to gank this bot lane, but maybe might try after going for a scuttle here. So Malzahar was roaming up, getting some vision down on Rift Herald. And looking like this wave is going to be pushing into Zealot and JT Ripper here. So Vi probably not going to have the best gank option there, but Vladimir is kind of pushing pretty hard in this mid lane. Vi is looking for it. Nunu spotted out on a ward, clearing it next to that Rift Herald. Malzahar using the ultimate on Vladimir. Vladimir now trying to get a little bit aggressive here, but he needs to be careful. Vi is right there. So is Nunu. So Malzahar no R. So Malzahar is pretty gankable now, assuming they can get that spell shield off. And first back for Caitlyn, by the way, was Noon Quiver. Very strong first back for Caitlyn. Should definitely help out with clearing these waves even faster. Nunu is doing the Rift Herald right now, solo doing it. I don't think they know that Nunu is on this. Some pings coming out, wanting to gank this top side here. Nunu is going in for the gank, and Mundo already has vision down, so he will just back up and get out of this one safely. They're looking like they're actually going to try to dive this. Aatrox presses R. They dump everything. Mundo presses his R, but he barely gets out of this with his life, and that is absolutely worth for the Mundo. Getting the flash out of Nunu and both their ultimates, only in exchange for his own flash and his own ultimate. Very well played from Mundo to live there. Maybe a little bit of a misplay from this Aatrox and Nunu on the dive. Vi right now counter jungling, taking the blue side camps of Nunu. So Nunu getting punished a little bit for that. Doesn't get the kill, burns flash, burns ultimate, and getting counter jungle now. So Vi is looking to get a base off here. And right now this game is 4-1 in favor of Rubber Ducky team, sitting on about a 600 gold lead right now. And Mundo maybe going to try to invade here. Oh no, it looks like Mundo is just going to activate Snowball and go back for the Raptors. And Raptors do not spawn in time for it, I do believe. Ocean Dragon now up. TP coming out mid lane. Very interesting from Malzahar to use TP like that. I would have liked to have seen it maybe get used to try to pull off another gank in bottom lane or maybe even in top lane, but maybe just trying to make sure that he doesn't miss too much CS here. Vladimir now with a 12-11 CS lead right now over this Malzahar, and only growing. Right now, CS in the top lane very, very even, so despite Aatrox being a really strong early game champion, Mundo doing a very good job just absorbing pressure here. And Vi does solo the dragon. Nunu pinging like they want to go in. Vladimir is collapsing here. They might try to actually go in on this Vi here, but Vi just trying to get out of here. Senna uses ultimate. Malzahar, for some reason, flashing away from this Nunu snowball when you have Spell Shield. I don't know what the plan was there. Kind of a waste of a summoner, if I do say myself. Meanwhile, Nunu will just take Raptors in exchange for all of that, but definitely not worth for them. Only getting flash out of Malzahar there, kind of wasted, so they do at least get that. Aatrox now trying to get some damage down here on this Mundo. Mundo taking a lot of damage, but Mundo just has to press ultimate to heal up if ever there was an extended fight. Saving the ultimate for now, though, not necessarily needing to use it. Mundo may be possibly able to go in here to go for a kill on this Aatrox. Activating the ultimate. Vi's here on the gank. Lenny trying to get away, but Lenny gets ulted by the Vi, and Lenny just goes down. Meanwhile, Nunu ganking the bot lane. They're going on this Morgana. Morgana getting caught by every ultimate, but still somehow getting out, and I'm trying to turn now onto this Caitlyn. Ezreal just out of mana, not able to continue to go, but all things considered, Ignite, Flash, and Heal burn from the bottom lane in exchange for a Flash, Heal, and ultimates. So very well done, not dying to that gank there. Morgana still has ultimate. Vladimir now sitting about half health right now, but still able to shove this wave in. LP Bandito doing a very good job keeping up in CS. Booster Boy, a very strong laner, very good at making sure that he gets all the CS he absolutely needs. So very impressive. Malzahar is an easier champion to farm on, but still, all things being considered, I think he's doing very well right now. And plates have now dropped. Is currently sitting about 1,500 gold in favor of Rubber Ducky team. So they're doing a really good job here, but there is a timer on this game because on the spot does scale very well. Nunu looking at a gank here in bot lane. Spell Shield is used for Morgana, and they just walk out. So they're looking like they're going to try to get a back off now. Nunu clearing out some vision here. Meanwhile, Aatrox roaming down the river just a little bit, just drop some vision. Some pings coming out. Not a whole lot going on here. Nunu finishing up clearing wolves, looking like going to go to topside clear and possibly look to gank this Mundo again. But after their last attempt on it, I don't think it'll be worth it. Not unless Mundo overextends, but he's playing extremely well this game. Actually having an experienced lead over Lenny right now, very impressive. Lenny known to be a very strong laner, but all things considered, this Mundo is, I would say, stepping up to the challenge and showing why he's a really good tank player. Looking like he's going to try to actually run Lenny down here a little bit, maybe get a little bit of trading going off here. Lenny trying to trade back, Mundo just kind of backing off here now. Getting a little bit of CS and just keeping up pressure. Meanwhile, Vi looking to gank this bot lane here. They're kind of going in here. Senna trying to get away from this. Ult out of Ezreal. And Vi ults the Caitlyn. Caitlyn gets caught by it. Senna goes down again. Vi gets the Caitlyn. And this bot lane is just getting smashed this game. Nunu now coming in for the gank mid lane. Booster Boy actually going to go down to the Malzahar. Nunu now trying to fight this Malzahar in a 1v1. Malzahar trying to get away here. Can he do it? I don't think he will, and Nunu does trade back the kill, so it is a 1-for-1, but Malzahar getting the kill onto Booster Boy, very well done. Morgana now holding the mid wave here. Nunu trying to shove it in, but Morgana will be there to catch all that. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Lenny getting chased down by this Mundo a little bit, trying to trade back some damage, but the health cut just not letting him have it. And Lenny possibly going to get solo kill here. She has to flash away from the Mundo. Lenny going ham, but Mundo gets the solo kill onto Lenny. Very well played. Very, very close fight there. Very well done. And I think this top lane is now over. I think Mundo, after getting that kill, is going to have enough gold to be able to complete some items and just no longer really be at risk from Lenny here. Nunu, however, coming in to kill this Mundo. Mundo really needs to get out of here. He's now running. Nunu here does the snowball land. Snowball does connect. Hits him from downtown. Nunu goes in, flashes after him. Mundo forced to flash, and Nunu does get the kill. Very well played from the Nunu there. And just a little bit of training going on down here mid lane. Now, Dragon is spawning. Looking like it will be a Mountain Dragon here. So Mountain Soul will be very big for Rubber Ducky team here on the Mundo if they can secure it. So right now they do have the early rotation, but Morgana's already there in river. Ezreal's roaming up. Vi is here. Aatrox is still in top lane. Aatrox does have TP, but so does Mundo when Mundo spawns in 5 seconds. And Nunu's coming down here right now. We should see a fight over this dragon. Like they're trying to trade back some damage here. Here comes the teleport. Huge burst of damage onto the Caitlyn. And Caitlyn goes down. Vi with very well played. Malzahar now ulting the Vladimir. Vladimir goes down, and this should just be a free dragon. Nunu kind of hovering. Maybe might try to steal this here. Gets spotted out on a ward on bottom side, so they might try to actually stop this dragon and look for the pick, or they might risk the 50-50. Nunu goes into the dragon pit. Nunu with the huge steal. Nobody stops the Nunu. Nunu just walks right around, walks right up and says, "Thank you very much, Q smite," and that's all she wrote. Nunu now does trade her life for it, but I would say that is definitely worth to help slow down the snowball that they're trying to create. Meanwhile, it is about a 4,000 gold lead. Or sorry, yeah, 4,000 gold lead, roughly, in favor of Rubber Ducky team. Not being able to secure that dragon does hurt them and will delay their ability to snowball this game. But all they got to do is just keep doing what they're doing now, and they should be able to pull out a win here. Bind does land in this bot lane. Ezra uses the ultimate. Vi now goes over the wall. Zealot flashes out, but Vi just presses R and gets the kill. Caitlyn dying again. Vladimir here, though. Vladimir gets the kill onto Vi. Nunu's also here. Aatrox uses the TP down here. Or sorry, Aatrox doesn't, my bad. Malzahar uses the TP. And they end up just trading the 1-for-1, and they will be able to walk away from this. Malzahar almost going down to that. The blue buff is up. They might try to invade and steal this blue buff here from Nunu. Nunu now getting caught by this team. Malzahar with the ultimate, and Nunu should just go down here. Flash being used from Morgana, and Nunu goes down, and they do get the blue buff onto Malzahar. Very important. Malzahar definitely a mana-hungry champion. Vladimir might try to stop it back here. He has vision of... Oh, and Ezreal just goes over the wall and gets the kill on Vladimir. Wow, one above, just showing why his Ezreal is world-class here in this AVG League. Caitlyn just uses the ultimate on Malzahar. All it does is just take away his spell shield, so kind of a waste of the ultimate. Meanwhile, Vi's taken her own blue. Baron is up here. And Caitlyn and Senna trying to do some damage here to this tower, but they are getting collapsed on. Vi's here. Mundo is here. And Caitlyn just getting caught out. Senna trying to do something to save her, but ultimately just having to try to run away. Doing her best to try to get out. I think she will be able to. Oh, but Vi goes over the wall, presses on Senna. Senna able to just walk away and does flash. Nunu trying to peel for Senna, and Senna will be able to get out of this. So right now, this is a really strong example of what happens when you just put all this pressure in the bot lane. Even good players like Zealot and JT Ripper, they are susceptible to getting just spam ganked, and Vi doing a very good job of putting all that pressure down there, getting all those resources onto the Ezreal. So, we are seeing some pings coming out over here. They may think that they might be on Baron here, which we all know that they are not. Clearing out a little bit of vision in their own jungle. Blue team here, though, pinging like they want to go in on this, possibly. Aatrox is on Wolves right now. Rather, passing by Wolves. Everybody just kind of posturing around this Baron. This could be a game-changing fight right here, if they take it. Vladimir's getting chunked out a little bit, forced to back away. Aatrox trying to clear this mid-wave against a Malzahar, but Malzahar, very strong wave-clear champion. Should be able to shove this out. And looking like Aatrox is pinging like they're going to go to the bot lane. Linny just going to try to split push over here a little bit. Teleport is down, however, so they need to be very careful about that. Meanwhile, Mundo's flash is coming back up, and they have full ultimates. Both teams do, so they might try to look for a fight here. Caitlyn using the ultimate onto Vi. Vi getting chunked very low, but does end up getting out of this. And just kind of sieging this mid lane here. Meanwhile, Mundo is pushing in the top lane, possibly going to try to take this tower solo while there's nobody to answer. Ezreal using the ultimate, clipping Senna and Nunu just to get a little bit of chunk damage, but it will get sustained up. Nunu now activating Snowball, but to no avail. and everybody's just kind of hanging around here. Maybe playing for this next dragon that's soon to spawn. 5,000 gold lead right now in favor of Rubber Ducky team, so they're sitting very comfortable right now in this game. And looking like they are pinging around this this dragon here that is soon to spawn. Caitlyn Senna just trying to clear this mid wave out as fast as possible, but Malzahar will be there to catch the next wave and shove it right back into him. Aatrox starting to back here. Maybe going to have a big power spike in base. Ends up just getting a Caulfield's Hammer. Very interesting going for the Ravenous Hydra on Aatrox. I would have expected a Black Cleaver considering you're going against a tank. Exhaust was burned from Senna, and Malzahar flash R's in onto Nunu. Big fight breaking out here. Everybody's kind of going in here. Vi uses the ultimate. Aatrox now just trying to get away here, but Ezreal with the triple kill. Ezreal maybe getting the quadra kill. Ezreal looking for the penta on this Nunu here, and they're trying to chase. Nunu just trying to get away from this. And I think the smart play is just go to Dragon here. Except that you won't be able to get the penta, but Ezreal's still looking. Morgana did spot out the Nunu. Ezreal going in for it. Does he get it? Did the timer reset? Ezreal getting the penta kill. Absolutely insane. Grading forward a little bit, but his team did start up the Dragon, so they will still be able to get it. Very well done. Absolutely outstanding. This is why you guys need to be banning out Ezreal against one above. Absolutely dominating right now. 12-0 on the champion. Sitting on about a 4,000 gold lead over Zealot right now. And there you can see the gold difference. The only lane that's even somewhat close is mid lane right now. Only about a 200 gold difference. But with these kind of leads across the board, Rubber Ducky team definitely in the driver's seat here. A little bit of poke coming down here in the mid lane. Morgana and Senna just kind of trading cooldowns, firing them at each other. Meanwhile, Caitlyn is clearing Raptors here. Nunu's coming out of base. Aatrox is in the top lane. Need to be careful here. They are looking for a pick. Getting some deep vision into their jungle. Possibly setting up for this Baron here. Nunu taking some damage. Aatrox using the W over the wall. Aatrox needs to get out of here though. Could go down. Ezreal wastes the ultimate. Aatrox now forced to flash and burn the ultimate to get away. Malzahar trying to chase a little bit, but it looks like they are just going to walk away from this one, except that they got the cooldowns. They're pinging that they did get the R. And possibly just going to get the scuttle here, maybe look to Baron. Mundo is bot side right now, just splitting. Applying a lot of pressure in that bottom lane. And they are pinging Baron, so they might be trying to go for this. Nunu now snowballing over. Oh, and it looks like Nunu might just get caught out here. Nunu does. Nunu goes down. Aatrox very low. Trying to split push against this Mundo right now, and that should be a free Baron. Meanwhile, OCS is trying to back right now. At least Vladimir is, to help deal with this Mundo possibly, or maybe just get an item buy. Just going to have to give up this Baron. With Nunu being down, they have nobody to try to steal this. And Baron does go down. Ezreal wasting the ultimate, but I don't think it's going to matter. It is on quite a low cooldown. Looks like Ezreal is going to now clear the blue buff. Won't be back in just yet. Now maybe looking to go to top side here. Malzahar just going to continue to push out this mid wave. Meanwhile, Mundo just splitting in the bot lane. Nobody can really contest him in the side lane right now. Very strong champion. Has the Sunfire Aegis and the Thornmail already built. Spear of Visage will be next. I mean, if I'm on the spot on the red side here, I mean, they really just need to try to damage control the best they can, clear out these waves, and try not to give up these Nexus tower, or sorry, these inhibitor towers. Because I think once these inhibitors fall, I think it's just pretty much over for them. They are pinging to go into this bot lane here, though. Sorry, the stream did freeze up there for a minute. Should be back now. It looks like they are just sieging this mid here. Aatrox and Vladimir did go down, so fortunately we didn't get to see that here. But they are sieging here in the mid. Caitlyn using the ultimate on a Malzahar, but not enough damage to get the kill. They are pushing down this mid though. With the Baron siege minions, Baron up cannon. just sitting there, just clobbering that tower. All they got to do is just sit around here and just kind of protect it here and wave clear for it. Meanwhile, Ezreal and Mundo are pushing onto this inhibitor in the bottom lane here, and they're just kind of hitting them on several different fronts here. Nunu using the snowball, maybe trying to get a little bit of disengage there, but nothing really happening. Meanwhile, Ezreal getting the kill onto the Caitlyn. Nunu just trying to do something, but does go down to Mundo. Aatrox and Vladimir coming off respawn now, but this Ezreal just hurts. Getting the double kill, using the ultimate. Vladimir does dodge it with the pool, and they are sieging these towers right now. And this game is all but over. Massive gold lead right now, sitting on about a 12,000 gold lead. And huge flash E from Vladimir to chunk him, but not enough. He will end up going down. Ezreal just doing so much damage here. Does get the kill on the Senna, and there's the ace, and there is the game. Rubber Ducky team absolutely showing up here. Very well played. Very, very, very well played. Alrighty here, and there is the stats from the game. Very well done. Let's see if we can get Zealot in here for an interview. One second, guys. Hey, Zealot, would you be able to join the meeting room real quick so we can have an interview?
Yeah, I can.
All right, thank you very much. Alrighty, very, very, very unfortunate game. What do you think went wrong?
Just the draft. I feel like we read too much into who they like to play, like objectively, not taking anything else into account, just taking into account like flex picks, and we took away some of their flex picks. We felt like we were comfortable in our bans, but we really lost draft because they got champions that we couldn't outplay.
Understandable. So tell me, the Caitlyn and Senna bot lane versus Ezreal and Morgana. How does that lane, like without the jungle pressure, how do you think you would have done in that lane had Vi not came so many times bot?
I think that's pretty evident, just with how that turned out. Even with the Vi coming down and multiple teleports, um, most of the time they got, only one kill, and it was on the support. So they allocated a lot of resources towards bot lane and getting Ezreal fed. Um, I mean, the Senna pick was also kind of a panic pick, last second. We didn't really talk too much about who we wanted on the which support we wanted. Really, JT, our support, a lot of his supports are not really that good into the supports that Rominator mains. Yeah.
Gotcha. Understandable. So despite the unfortunate results, was there anybody on your team that you think really like played well or like stood out on your team? Anything that you think like a positive note that you guys had going for you guys in that game?
I mean, multiple times I was watching around the map and even bot lane. Like we would just mechanically outplay them at certain spots, and it just wasn't enough. So like I would say across my entire team, like I'm not upset or disappointed in how we played, for the most part. They just like the enemy team just picked a good comp and they played around it really well, and we didn't do that. So
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much. It was a very entertaining game. I hope to see you guys bounce back next week. But
for sure.
hey, I think all things considered, I think you guys played well with the cards dealt. I do think that the draft was strong for them, and they played to their win condition well. But I think all things considered, you guys did have some very good mechanical outplays, like you had mentioned. So,
By the way, Divine Sunder Ezreal is a new meme, I guess.
yeah, that seemed very
I'm
strong.
Take that to Diamond, buddy.
Absolutely. Alrighty, well, you have a good one, and hopefully we see you guys bounce back next week.
To you as well. Props to the enemy team, by the way. They played really well.
Absolutely. Take care.
Right.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get a call here with Aided. And
hello,
Aided, how's it going?
Hey.
So
Good. How's it going?
Doing well. So congrats on the win. First off, you played very well on the Vi, ganking that bot lane a lot, putting a lot of resources down there. So tell me, was that the game plan going into the game to put so many resources into the bot lane?
I mean, yeah, I think our comfort is playing bot strong side and weak top side, just in general. It seems to be like in our scrims what has worked best for us. So we kind of started the game with the intention of being bot is the side we're playing around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So tell me, Vi against Nunu, is that something that you're comfortable playing against a Nunu? Were you surprised when they picked the Nunu pick?
We were kind of expecting the Nunu pick, not because TLK seems to play it much, which I don't think they do unless I'm just scouting bad. But we were kind of expecting it as a pick away from us. We've kind of been spamming it, so yeah. As far as that, we kind of weren't shocked by the Nunu pick. We were surprised that they would pick it when it doesn't seem like they play it very much. But yeah, I think Vi is actually kind of a bad matchup in the Nunu. But it was a question of Vi or other characters that I think play even worse into Nunu. So
understandable. Nunu being very strong in this meta. I think that you played the Vi really well. You had a lot of very strong engages, and you were able to pick off that bot lane a lot of times when they were overextended. So kudos to you. But tell me, that pentakill from one above, that was something. Did you guys think that he was going to pop off in that team fight the way he did?
Yeah, I was a little surprised by it, honestly. One Above has this habit of kind of just quietly accruing kills, and it's kind of understated, and then all of a sudden you look down at his score and he's like 12-1 or something like that. And I'm like, wait, when did that happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was surprising. We were purposefully trying. By the time the triple kill happened, we were all like basically trying to give him the penta at that point. We were all ready to die for it if it happened.
Gotcha. Yeah, so your bot lane was deathless this game. You only had one death, and your top laner only had one death. So you guys played a very clean game. Now, tell me on that top side, the Mundo against the Aatrox, your top laner played very well into that matchup. Were you guys at all surprised at how well he was handling the pressure, or was that just kind of expected?
We expected the lane to be kind of a weak side lane. Yeah, like Aatrox, I think. I mean, I don't know a ton about top matchups, but we were expecting Mundo to have like a rough time really against Aatrox. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to see Eric coming out with the solo kills. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so OTS, a lot of their roster is very well known for being very strong mechanical and lane players. And I think that you guys all around the board played extremely well up to the challenge, and you guys went above and beyond and just kind of beat them in all aspects. So kudos to you guys. Going into next week, is there anything you guys are looking forward to? Anything you guys think you need to work on to like stomp even harder, or do you guys just gonna try to run it back?
Yeah, I think in general the like overarching theme has kind of been we want to improve our comms. I think the players we have are all really fundamentally sound. It's really going to come down to if we can keep from inting away like our leads. Like there was a couple of times in this game even where we kind of were champing at the bit a little bit, wanted to go in, but we're like the only thing we can do at this point is throw. So let's just play back, take the drakes, choke the game out.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're we're trying to repeat next week. Yeah.
Gotcha. And one last question. So when Nunu did end up getting that Dragon Steel, there was a ward that did spot Nunu going around to the other side of Dragon. Were you guys at all concerned about Nunu trying to jump in there, going for the steal, or were you guys just going to try to burn it down and play for the 50-50?
I think, yeah, the calm we had there was let Nunu steal it. If he steals it, we kill him, and then it's not actually worth. We take his entire jungle. We take towers for it. So obviously we weren't trying to give the Drake away, but we kind of burned it down, expecting him to go for it and thinking it wasn't worth. In retrospect, I think he didn't have any vision. So if we had waited a couple seconds and let him suicide on it, then we could have gotten both. But that's just a little micro thing that we'll work on in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win. You guys played extremely well. Hopefully we can see you guys continue to play as well as you have been. So, anyways, take care and hope to see you guys perform like this next week.
Yeah, thanks. We look forward to it.
Alrighty, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for the stream for today. It was a little bit scuffed, fortunately, with the things that kind of happened earlier on. I did have to kind of fill in here to do my best here, but there are the damage graphs there. Malzahar and Ezreal putting a massive DPS. Mundo doing really well. Vi also doing really well. 28,000 respectively from both the Malzahar and the Ezreal. So very strong performance from them. But yeah, that will do it for the stream for today, guys. Next game should be on Saturday. I don't know the exact time, but just pay attention to the Discord and it should be posted on there. So until then, see you guys later.